Greetings, Royal Queens and Kings. It's your host, Queentulsa, and welcome back to the Queentulsa Show. We are here to review the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, listen here. This was actually a great season. We're actually on episode 15, so that's what we'll be reviewing on this evening. So, the Rebirth, Peaches, and Problems, episode 15, breakdown of rhoa review. In episode 15 of our captivating series, tensions rise as Grenada brings the Peaches closer, but not everyone is convinced that the waters are as clear as they seem. Kelli takes a significant step by connecting with her divorce lawyer, bracing herself for the challenges ahead. The women then immerse themselves in the unforgettable experience of the jab jab, creating memories that will last a lifetime. Join us as we delve into the complexities of relationships, the struggles of personal growth, and the vibrant culture of Grenada. Don't miss out on this thrilling episode. Okay, listen. I enjoyed this episode. It makes me want to go and travel to Grenada. They have like this party, this carnival, and you get all oiled up. You get this black paint on you, and you are just having fun. Like you are celebrating their culture. Oh my God, their food and everything. Like they had it all laid out for our ladies. I was like, they really got it going on. Okay. So before we get into it, I want to thank each and every one of you once again for always supporting the Queen Tulsa show. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So on episode 15, Grenada, let's see if I could highlight this a little bit. Okay. So on episode 15, Grenada has brought the Peaches closer, yet some can't help but notice that something ain't clean in the water. Kelli connects with her divorce lawyer, like I said, and prepares for the worst. The women attend jab jab in memory they will never forget. So they come. So the show comes on. Of course, they replay previous episodes. They show the clip of the ladies, twerking and having a lot of fun with a lot of tequila. Now, this is the rebirth. So Drew and Angela are chatting about how much fun they had last night, the night before. And Britt, was coming from love, and Angela made a mistake looking at Drew facial expressions and said it all. Britt acting skills to Shamia. Can we get into that? Can we get into Britt actually trying to deflect on, why she didn't bring anything else to that trip? Why didn't she bring anything else on that trip? Because she said that the truck was going to be coming. She had brought a box. It was like a cardboard box, like a box that you would pack up stuff in. She brought 3 rolls of toilet paper. 3 rolls of paper towels. Listen, I'm not tripping on the fact that that's all she has to give. Because when we talk about it, I was telling y'all, Britt, her life just seems too fabricated. The ladies with money, they're not as braggadocious. They're not as, they don't flaunt because it's theirs. And even when Nene was faking it until she made it, at least she made it look. Nene made it look. Nene made it appear real. Like that was her life. That was her home. That was her vehicle. She didn't need anything. Like they were set. Greg had his businesses, and there was no need for her to keep up with the Joneses. She is the Joneses, and I think that role, keeping up with the Joneses, has been secured by Nene, right? She secured that role, and then she had become the richest, the wealthiest, highest paid on this franchise or whatever. But let's get into this. So Angela realizes that Kelli and Britt's relationship isn't right. They're not as tight as they portrayed. So when you talk about, like I said, the fabricated, you're fabricating something. If you are in a real friendship, if you really care about a person, you're gonna go to them, you're gonna talk to them, you're gonna express your frustrations, like, hey girl, it's you're moving a little shaky. The reason why she didn't have that leg to stand on is because Britt was over there stealing, allegedly trying to steal Kelli's team, her makeup squad, her hair people, everybody. Like, she really thought that she was a celeb team, or she was a fan that won a free shopping spree, and that had a glam team that was going to be on her for the duration of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Cut that out. No, ma'am. That was not your team. That was Kelly's team. Kelli was just being polite and being kind because Kelli knew that you didn't have it all together, because Kelli doesn't have it all together. If we really want to talk about finances, Kelli don't have it all together, allegedly. But let's get into it. Shamia experiences lack of support and care for her daughter. Okay. Um, And so in this episode, you will see, like, Shamia, she gets a phone call. Her mom is like, the caretaker, the baby was there with no socks on, no blanket. It's cold in there, and this, that, the girl. So it was giving me that her baby was being neglected. But please don't tell me that at this point in time. You know, let me know that y'all got everything together. Y'all know I'm not there to make those decisions. So I need y'all to be making some decisions on my behalf. I'm thinking, like, I'm in Shamia's shoes. I need y'all, my husband and my mother, I need y'all to be making these decisions. If such and such is not doing what they're supposed to do, honey, we need to be getting somebody in there that's going to give my baby the 24-hour round the clock care. So I can work, do my thing, be on here, promote my music, and leave a legacy for my babies. So I need y'all to hop in place. That's just where I'm coming from. So Cynthia, Portia, and Phaedra, they were in a group. So Phaedra loves going to sleep to crime. And then she brought up Apollo. Well, no, she didn't bring up Apollo, but Britt brought up Apollo. Britt, why are you up here bringing up other people's husbands? Because you really don't want nobody to dig into Mike's background. Because allegedly the streets are saying you and Mike aren't even married. You know, you and Mike aren't you and Mike aren't even married. So Britt, you should have gotten your affairs in order. You should not be speaking like that. Seriously. Okay? You should not be speaking like that, Britt. Britt, and first of all, I feel like you're out of order, you're out of pocket, and you're out of line. Because like I said, these girls, they've spent millions. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people might say a lot of things about Kenya. But Kenya is a secure woman. Here, let me go ahead and secure this. So let's get into it. Kenya has already secured her bag. She has already secured her legacy. Britt, you are a low down dirty dog. Now, Portia, that's what you should call low down dirty dog too, because Britt, you are a low down dirty dog, and it was given that you were having a financial stress or a financial strain, allegedly. We don't know if you are equipped to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because you wasn't even able to afford to feed those people that come to the country golf course, the country club golf course, and in the tabloids they're saying that y'all still need to pay them folks. So if you want to jump on social media, jump on social media and give us an update on the affairs. Are you and Mike really married? Was that really you in the photos? Okay, let's get into it. Um, Justice for Kenya. Okay, justice for Kenya. Let's get into it. Now let me go ahead and tag the ladies up in it. We're gonna do Portia. We're gonna do Kenya. Let me get Kenya in here. Kenya Moore. Britt Edie. Um, who was the Angela Oakley? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. All right. So we did report on that. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. So, Phaedra African bust down. Okay. She said the starter kit in Atlanta is African, diamonds, Rolls Royce, finger. She was saying pretty much you got to do fingerprints, and there's a lot of trick or treating going on in Atlanta. It's pretty much scam mania, and it's given: are you gonna be the trick or are you gonna get the treat? Okay. Uh, Phaedra has a little tea. But Britt says Kelli don't want her to use her same glam team. Okay. So pretty much, and this is what I was saying. Britt didn't really do her research on the show because she decided that she was gonna be freaking frack with Kelli. And there's only one freaking frack, and they are the played off, they're like the Timu. I can't even. I'm not even gonna say Timo. They're the bootleg of freaking frack, right? And I couldn't even say a bootleg because they don't even meet the standards. Because freaking frack, they're paid. I can't say the same for about the other girls. But Portia noticed Kelli was quiet and making facial expressions, right? So Kelli called Britt out over the donations. She was like, if you're gonna be that girl, no less than $1,000. So my thing is, Britt, you are coming on like you just Miss Bougie, Miss Top of the Line, Miss I have demure, Miss I tip at a restaurant, generously, and it just doesn't show. You're coming and you're portraying a life that is us as the viewers. We're not crazy. We know what it is, and the cast is. Don't even blame it on the cast. Listen, we get what you guys give to Bravo. I'm going to say that one more time. We as the audience, we as the viewers, we get what you give to Bravo. If you're going to give us a mess and you're going to give us brokey, if you're going to give us those vibes, if you're going to give us, you sat up there and Via said this on the show the other day. Britt, you sat up there and went and got a car off the car lot that Mike had took you to. He wanted to surprise you. He wanted to make you feel good and buy you a new vehicle. Baby, you cocked that leg up real high. I mean, it was given like, girl, did y'all get a discount? I mean, because, and then he had to tell you, like, put your leg down. What is wrong with you? And it's like, Britt, what is going on with you? What is wrong with you? You know, you just, I've just never seen Kenya, even with the guys that she's had on the show. Kenya has never just went buck wild, spread eagle. She never just was, she never over sexualized herself. And I love me some Kenya. I do. I love me some Kenya. And I love all the girls that are on the show that are there for great reasons, that to promote their businesses, that to show us their talent. And actually, I thought that this was going to be a great season. Like the events, Shamia and Sterling Hall, it's just like Black excellence. It's like mixed cultures coming through, having a great time, doing business with each other and, networking. So Phaedra noticed Brit's Tata. So her nip, I guess she has like a deformed nip where she's got to push it out. I don't know, or whatever the case may be. But Cynthia noticed, and Portia noticed Cynthia Hood. So they have body parts that are just being talked about on this trip. Okay, so Brit's nip and Cynthia's hoo-ha. Okay. So let's get into Britt and Kelli talk. So they get into the room, they're talking. So Kelly said that she spoke with her attorney about the assets and custody and property, and Britt felt a different energy when it comes to the conversation. When Kelly was sitting down there having conversations about the donations with Shamia, and Britt felt like Shamia ripped her a new one, and Britt doesn't want Kelly to make her feel like a cheap itch. But see, this is my thing. When you come on here and you're giving boss B energy, Britt, we're looking for that. We're looking for that in your donations. We're looking for that when you show up. We're looking for you to be dressed to the sea. We're looking for you to be able to feed the people that had come to the event at the country club. So this is the thing. The boss B energy is just not is it's a facade. It's given like you got the boss B facade, but these are real boss Bs on the show. And you can't compete where you can't compare. And that's why I feel like the $20 million lawsuit screams, I need money. I'm in a bind, Nate. That's what it's given, Britt. And for you to come on this show, this was a whole vacation, right? It's a whole vacation for you to relax, reset, relive, or whatever Kelly said that it was. And it seemed like you just came on here and you were building up a case. You were on that ground crying to Shamia, sweetheart. You weren't crying for that. You were crying because you were behind in bills, allegedly. Let's move on. Even at your event, you decided to tell the ladies, Britt, this is who I'm speaking of. Everyone went and got a BBL. They got plastic surgery, and Britt couldn't even afford to feed everyone at that event at the country club. See, it goes back to that. See, Britt, your priorities are in all the wrong places, and I think that with this plastic surgery and you channeling another woman, and you're a whole grown woman, like it doesn't make sense. You were Rick Ross's baby's mom. I mean, you were Rick Ross's girlfriend at one point in time. We've seen Tia Kim come out here and say, "Hey, Rick Ross, he has a way about him, right?" And it's on to the next one. And Britt is given. Did you luck up on Mike? Clap if you think Britt lucked up on Mike by coincidence. All right, so while y'all do that, Britt had a meeting with Kelly's team. Britt wanted the team without paying, honey. She didn't want to. See, that's what I'm saying. You want to come in here and get boss B energy, and you can't even cut the check. See, your mouth was writing a check that your butt couldn't cash, and that's a problem. That is a problem, Britt. That's a problem. Hey, Nora Sony, how you doing? Good. Good loving. All right. So let's get into it. So it was pretty much Kelly is accusing Britt of bad business. Britt wants Kelly's life. Britt wished that she was getting divorced and been able to get something out of the settlement, right? Out of that divorce decree. Because in my mind, I don't think that Kelly is just, you know, just, you know, not really clear on, being able to recoup for her time, her pain. I mean, this woman had given him children. She given him a life. I don't know how they met. I don't even know why they're divorcing. But I'm never going to pray on somebody or be excited about somebody being divorced. But if that's the case and that's the journey that you have to walk down on, sister, my prayers are with you. Only thing I can ask is, my suggestion would be just try therapy, before you just call it quits. Moving right along. So getting into Portia, Angela kicked it hard. Okay. Portia and Angela, they kicked it hard on this trip. It was very different from when they were on the other trip. When I tell you these ladies, they kicked it hard. It was a great vibe. It was a great engagement. Like, I got a little emotional. I'm saying? I was like, oh my God, that's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. Portia made me proud. Portia made me proud, you know. Um, well, let's go ahead and finish up with the commentary. Okay, um, so Kelly and Shamia, they dressed alike for the poolside event, which I thought it was very beautiful. Brown skin girls just like really interacting and like, you know, just all it's all shades of girl that's on this cast, and I love their dynamic. I love their interactions. I love when they have like the heart to hearts, like those be the moments. The ladies showing up, Drew arrived and complimented the night before. Okay, the ladies twerking and fun dancing. So Drew, when she showed up to the pool, she was like, "Oh my God, that was a fabulous night! Like we just had a great time." Remember when I told y'all, the girls they were in the room, they were dancing, they were twerking, they were having their tequila and just having a blast, just being ladies, right? Um, so then now everybody's asking, "Where's Britt? Where's Britt, Kelly?" And Kelly says, "I don't know." So Randall, the tourism guy, he shows up. Phaedra hugs, you know, him, and uh, Randall resembles Phaedra's type. Phaedra has a type where, nice, clean, the beard, the mustache, the goatee, and all that. Like she has a type, and tall, Phaedra has a type, and she doesn't discriminate. You can be light skin, brown skin, it does not matter. Chocolate. Listen, Phaedra does not discriminate. She just wants you to just be good to her and don't go for her feet. Phaedra does not want you to come for her feet. Get anything else. The feet can be last, baby. She got to run. If she have to run away, if she have to crawl away, if she has to twinkle her toes, honey, she want to be able to do it. Okay, without any interruptions. Now, Portia and Shamia take off. So the jab, is to use your body properly. It's just it's a cultural festivity, right? So Kelly has a phone call with her attorney, so then she leaves poolside where everybody is. But Portia and Shamia, they run away first. So then Kelly leaves. Then Angela jumps right into questioning. And you know what? That's why I love Angela. Angela, I appreciate you for everything that you do. At first, I was like, Angela, I don't know about you, but Angela, you are right on time. Girl, you are just exactly what the doctor ordered. Child, so she gets into questions. She starts talking to the girls, just kind of like starting up conversation, trying to pick in here, getting their brains going and making sure she getting information for the reunion. Because on this show, you got to gather those receipts. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to really come for a girl, they might think because you're not going to be able to see the confessionals and things like that when the show is airing, right? While you're on the show, you got to take notes. You got to get your ammo. You got to get the stuff for the chamber, for the reunion, right? So get into this. So the Queen of Kenya. So Shamia comes out and she's in the bathing suit that Portia loaned her, and then she has a hat on. And I really felt like that was a great gesture. That was a very great moment. It was a bonding time that I wouldn't take back. And I know that those ladies will remember that forever, because Portia was supposed to do like a photo shoot. She had purchased like this big hat, beautiful hat, black swimsuit. And she decided to give the swimsuit and the hat to Shamia and did her a photo shoot on that island. It was so beautiful. It was so thoughtful. It was giving girls girl. It was being show up for me in the moments that I don't even expect you to, like, just out of the blue. And I really felt like Portia and Shamir, that really satisfied my craving of seeing y'all come back together in a sisterhood. It was sexy as F. It was best friend vibes, definitely. So Kelly, final call with attorney before court. So as she's getting glam, she exposed that um, her husband is selling some properties. He isn't making anything easy for Kelly. The weight of her circumstances, and guess what? Shamia's luggage arrived, so she's got clothes of her own. So they dressing up. So now it's time for the Jab Carnival. Black oil, like I said. Now it's shot o'clock. Jab Jab starts at 5 in the morning, but the ladies attended in the evening time, but really at night. And so they're in the car, they get in the car, they get dressed up. First of all, they get dressed up, everybody's in black, you know. So they get in the car, they're chatting, the ladies are turning up, people are everywhere draped in oil, blackness, Jab Jab. The men are on fire in more ways than one. Phaedra is ready to get burnt. Okay. And listen, that's what Phaedra said. She was ready to get burnt, honey. And listen, in a good way. Community culture, liberated ladies get to the truck. They were on the truck. It was a sweaty, tired men, no backup from sin. Okay. Um, so Cynthia, she didn't want those guys all over her. She's like, I got me something back home. I ain't trying to mess this up, honey. She got her little young boo, which she talked about, and she's been in the news with Phaedra on her back. Her legs are spread wide open, spread eagle. Now she says the devil's minion, LOL. All the women had an experience of this one man. Child, they were all pregnant by this one man. Now get into it. So Portia is a Jab Jab queen, honey. She was throwing that thing back. She was having a great time. You could tell she was feeling free, 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 free in her moves. Okay. How long to wash off the black paint and oil? That was the question the next day. So they were asking how long did this, that, and the third. So they leave the Jab Jab Festival, they go home, and we see them the next day. They're all washed up and they're in their clothes and stuff. Kelli isn't ready to go home. She had a crystal that broke. She said that it is over, you know, and you know, the waterfall Jab Jab. They decided to go over, and this was the relax, reset, and renew trip. So 72 hours later, Kelli isn't divorced. Well, Kelli, while they were on the island, she ended up throwing the crystal in the water. So 72 hours later, she still isn't divorced and her husband is locked up. So that was your recap for season 16, episode 15, that I did for you all. Are you all excited? Did you all enjoy it? Please let me know in the comments what you think about this episode review. I want to thank you all so much. I'll be back and catch me on the next podcast. So long.